Nearly 2,000 inmates walked free this summer, thanks to former President Biden's Autopen clemency wardens. These clemency warrants went largely unchallenged, and now these criminals are back on the streets. Let's take a look. After 2,500 felons were freed under Biden's judgment on January 17th, 3 days before the end of his term, President Trump declared the thousands of last-minute pardons and commutations void and of no further force or effect, because, he said, they were signed by an Autopen. The Justice Department, however, decided it could not legally block sentence reductions granted by Biden. In all, more than 700 felons were freed in a single day on July 16th, the largest release so far. Many had histories of running major drug rings, often armed with guns, and some had committed murders or assaults behind bars. In Washington, D.C., Saquon Harris, age 49, walked out of prison in July, having served a fraction of a more than 70-year sentence for first-degree murder, 2 counts of assault, and various firearm and drug trafficking crimes. His projected release date was originally February 11, 2070. Russell McIntosh was sentenced to 30 years in May of 2019. He was freed in July despite Justice Department warnings about his history of violent crimes, including having fatally shot a woman and her toddler. Terrence Richardson and Ferone Claiborne of Virginia walked free on July 16th after serving about 2 decades in prison. Each had been sentenced to life for drug trafficking crimes that, according to the Justice Department, resulted in the death of a police officer. Adrian Peeler walked out of a West Virginia prison on July 16th. He was serving a 35-year sentence on federal drug charges. He was sprung from prison despite having never sought clemency. Peeler's release provoked outrage among Connecticut officials and lawmakers. Senator Richard Blumenthal, a Connecticut Democrat, called the murders carried out by Peeler vicious and said someone in the Biden administration had, quote, dropped the ball here to let this person get released. For the Washington Times, I'm Susan Ferricchio.